and cooling weather desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's partly sunny and 78 degrees. Something good is coming to St. Peter's. Able Light Thrift Shop opening at 4122 Mexico Road, now accepting donations. Grand opening is August 28th. The ribbon cutting's at 8:30. Doors will open at 9 a.m. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
This is the Gashouse Gang on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Sponsored by Saliki Heating and Cooling, a Daikin Comfort dealer. And by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, Chesterfield Fence and Deck, Budweiser. And by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital.
Now the Gashouse Gang on KMOX.
A swing and a high fly ball center field. That's hit deep back at the wall. Church, it's gone. Schwarber wins the game with a 2-run homer. The Phillies came all the way back down to their last strike. And Schwarber hits his 39th home run of the year over the fence into the greenery in center field. And the Phillies sweep the Cardinals 6-4.
Welcome to the Gashouse Gang with Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. We have Mike Claiborne at 12:15, Greg Amsinger at 12:30. We'll talk Cardinal baseball with you. Lots of YouTube comments already in. We're on YouTube. We're on KMOX Sports YouTube channel. You should subscribe to it. Matt Pajeski and Frank Ladd are our outstanding producers, and we are ready to go for an hour. We move fast. It's 1 hour. We try to cram everything in, so let's go. I was at the... And hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. Cramming is how I studied for every test.
Absolutely. Welcome back to school, everybody.
Yeah.
I was at the BMW Championship yesterday walking and following Rory McIlroy, who was trying to chase down Wyndham Clark. Just that in itself, these guys playing in Town and Country, like on Ladue Road, is still blows my mind. Ridiculous that these players are there and that CBS is there and that millions of people around the world are watching and that you had over 150,000 people there. Like, the whole thing is just still amazing to me that it happens, and it happens right here in our backyard. But anyway, I'm following Rory, but I'm peeking at the phone, and I see that the Cardinals are up 4-0. And I'm like, wow. I mean, what a great way to finish the series. That's fantastic. Good for them. And I saw they already had an out or 2 outs. So I put the phone in my pocket. I'm watching Rory, and I'd say probably 15 minutes later, the phone's like, and I look and it says, Phillies win 6-4. I'm like, what?
What are you talking about?
Come on, there's no way.
Yeah.
And I went back and reviewed what happened. What a disaster. And it's all on Riley O'Brien. Now, I know that some people are going to say that's on Ollie Marmol. I don't know how. I mean, he's the closer. What are you going to do? Put in somebody else? I mean, you could pull him, but he's the closer, so you're kind of hoping he can get that last out.
And he had him down to their last strike multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I don't know. I get it. They could have gone out there and gotten him. I'm not sure that the results end up being a whole lot better. I know some people say, well, why'd you pitch to Schwarber? Mm-hmm. You put Trey Turner on base, or you go to Trey, but I mean, he puts the ball in play too, and if that's all they needed to get a win was to put the ball in play. I don't know, man. I don't have a whole lot of a problem with the way it was managed. It just comes down to the guy who's supposed to be your closer coughing it up. Mm-hmm. And the Cardinals, and we had a texter earlier who mentioned it. I'm not sure where it is. I've lost the text, or a viewer on YouTube who mentioned all the blown saves. And that has been a problem for the Cardinals. While Riley O'Brien has the most saves in the National League this season, the Cardinals as a team are the 4th worst in baseball at blowing saves. There are only 3 teams worse: the Nationals, the Tigers, and the Athletics. That's it. And in fact, if you look at the worst 10 teams, most of them are not even close to being playoff teams. So there's a pretty good correlation between being able to lock down a lead in the 9th inning and whether or not you're going to end up being a playoff team. So from that respect, it doesn't look like the Cardinals are in very good position of squeaking their way into a wild card. Now, a lot of things can happen between now and the end of September, but now the fact that they got swept in Philadelphia when they were having a pretty good road trip leading up to it, it's really disappointing because they're now 5.5 games back of that final wild card spot. So they have made that part of their job in the last, 5 or 6 weeks, that much more difficult.
Yeah. Brian wants to know, why was O'Brien pitching in a non-safe situation? Because they're trying to win the game. And they had a rested bullpen for the most part. They had enough guys that they could get out there, and they blew it. As Mitchell said, O'Brien's responsible for that. Josh said that he put a bet on the Phillies. Oh, Josh put a bet on the Phillies when the Cardinals were up 4-0. Just an exhausted team after that Reds series, honestly, says Josh on Facebook. I can't argue with that. No excuses here. It's Major League Baseball, but they had to have been on fumes for a while, playing an 11-game road trip. And we saw the arms. They were about out of arms a couple of games ago, where they're pitching 3 innings of Strzelecki late in the game, trying to get through it. It was look, I said it a while back, and John just mentioned that this team is not ready for 162 just yet. And I know that sounds odd because it's a Major League Baseball team, but folks, it is a rebuild. The Riley O'Brien thing's separate. That's inexcusable. He's the closer. He should have finished the game out.
And also, he was on 2 days rest too.
He was.
So
right. He was good.
There was no reason for him to not be able to finish that game.
But this is a team. The Philadelphia Phillies are way better than the Cardinals are. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
From top to bottom, they are a much better team. The Cubs are better. The Padres are better. The Cardinals, if your mood is going to swing as to whether they're going to make the playoffs or not, I got news for you. It's not going to be fun. I mean, this team is not built for that. Everything would have to go right for them to be a playoff team. What you're looking for is, how are they going to build a championship team in the next couple of years? And these are the growing pains, unfortunately, you have to go through.
It's going to happen. And if this were a different season, if we had come into the year expecting them to make the playoffs, yesterday's the kind of game that really, really hurts. And I know there are a lot of people who are already angered by it and hurt by it because they live and die with every game, and that's cool. It's awesome. There are Cardinals fans like that. But I think the perspective of this isn't supposed to be a playoff season. It never was. And anything they do in that regard is kind of like, I mean, that's cherry on top stuff, right? You're just not, it's not supposed to be this. So if they give you a good run and they're playing good ball at the end and playing some meaningful games in the last couple of weeks of the season, that to me is a win. This team isn't supposed to be here. And now they've got a bunch of injuries that they're dealing with, which I know we'll talk about. But man, it's difficult on the day-to-day to not get wrapped up in a game. You know, even when you're aware of the perspective of this is a growing year. This is a developmental year. That's all this is. I get why it can be tough when you're watching a game and they cough it up like yesterday to not get pissed about it.
Sure. I mean,
it's hard not to.
I was shocked when I saw the 6-4 Philadelphia score, even though I know that they're running on fumes. I'm not like Joshua Baez's third home run, shocked and stunned, like silent, but I stared at the phone and thought, oh no, that can't be. Just absolutely stunned. However, bottom 5 payroll, nobody on this current roster has a play. Actually, there's one player right now who has a playoff at bat, and he's in Memphis, Nolan Gorman. Mm-hmm. So it is a look. It is what it is. I'm sorry to say. Now, you can follow the rest of the way and say Joshua Baez is going to make his debut at Busch Stadium tomorrow, and you can have a little fun with that. And by the way, there's another Baez that we'll be talking about later in the show who is an absolute stud. But like Jordan just said, you should not blow a 4-0 lead in the 9th inning with your closer, and that's what happened yesterday. Those two things are separate. That and this whole season, this big picture is what it is. They are going to have to get creative with their rotation moving forward, and it might not even be a rotation. They may be piecing together some bullpen games here, calling up Ryan Fernandez recently. They have some creative decisions that they're going to have to make here just to get through this with Hunter Dobbins down for I don't know how long and Andre Palante down for not very long. So it'll be interesting. We're going to get to Mike Claiborne. I want to make sure we have plenty of time for him and for Greg Amsinger at 12:30. Two pretty big names right there talking Cardinal baseball with us. with Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. Here's a big name in outdoor living. It is Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best Chesterfield Fence and Deck, because they are the very best when it comes to decks and patios. Man, here we go. Fall living. Anybody ever sit outside and watch football? You ever set up the TV outside? I may start to do that this fall. Get one of those Wi-Fi, capable flat screens and just get it going outside. Well, Chesterfield Fence and Deck can build around that for you. Nice patio, nice deck, maybe just a little refresh for your outdoor living space. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, that's where you start. And that's also where it ends because they're the best. ChesterfieldFence.com. Visit their showroom in Chesterfield Valley. Since 1968, they've been doing it. That's how good they are. Mention me, Tom Ackerman, 20% off your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/radio. That's legacybox.com/radio.
Transform your home in one weekend when you shop at Menards. Revolutionize your space with Pittsburgh's Revolution Interior Paint and Primer in one. It offers game-changing stain and scuff resistance in just one coat, making it perfect for any room of your home. Save big on Revolution Interior Paint and start your painting project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Dave. Right now, buy 4 windows and get 4 for free and 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Ann Wagner from Missouri's 2nd District. I work every day to put more money in your pocket, secure the border, protect our shared Missouri values, and keep our communities safe. Whether it's visiting one of my public events in neighborhoods around the district or by contacting my office, I want to hear from you. If you need help with a federal agency, please contact me at wagner.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler, and I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which you can pick up at Supplement Superstores, and you can find a location at supplementsuperstores.com. Look, Burn Balance Complex is different, okay? It's a game changer. It is a complete, all-natural metabolism system. It's not just a fat burner. If you're someone that doesn't want to get a prescription, if you don't want to go get injections, Burn Balance Complex can get your metabolism rocking the way that it's supposed to, and you notice it really early on because you start to notice clothes are fitting a little differently. You're seeing results, which then kind of gives you motivation to keep on going, right? Well, on top of the metabolism boost, you're also going to notice reduced stress with lower cortisol levels, appetite and craving control, which is absolutely critical to staying on a plan, plus all-day focused energy, no jitters, no crash at the end of the day. And look, it's not magic. You got to do the work, but Burn Balance Complex has made that work so much easier for me. It'll do the same for you. So get out to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off right then and there. And you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Now, the Cardinals Conversation on KMOX. Sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we've got Missouri covered.
Gashouse Gang, KMOX on a Monday. What a gorgeous day it is. I hope Mike Claiborne's having a great day. Cardinals broadcaster with us with Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. Hello, Claibs.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Doing great. I was just describing how I found out about the Schwarber walk-off. I actually found out about all 6 runs because my phone alerted me that the game was over when I was at the golf tournament. I pulled it out of my pocket, and I'm like, what? It was 4-0. So that was a rough one, my friend.
Yeah, probably the most disappointing weekend of the season. You lose a close one on Friday. Saturday, it was from the first pitches, things just didn't go well. And then yesterday, you come back and you respond. You put 4 runs up, you play good defense, and you pitch well for the most part. And you're 1 out away from winning the game. And now you say, all right, here we go. We rebound again. And it's part of what, as I was just explaining to someone, what happened yesterday is part of a 162-game season. You're going to walk off people, and you're going to get walked off. Walk-offs are never happy to deal with, but when you get one, you ride on it for a while. But yesterday, man, that one just really stung. It was a real gut punch. And I'm anxious to see what this team looks like tomorrow when they play Baltimore, a team we don't see a lot. But they rebound well over tough losses, so I'm anxious to see how they respond this time.
Yeah, Claib's on the Gashouse Gang on Friday. We were talking about how the Cardinals won a game on Thursday they had no business winning, and then I felt like maybe yesterday was payback for that. But
baseball karma,
maybe a little bit. And we've had a couple of people who have messaged in, and we've had texters earlier in the day who put this all on Ollie for leaving O'Brien in, for that to happen to him. I don't have much of an issue with him staying in the game because he did have him down to their last strike multiple times. It just didn't work. Do you think he should have gone to the pen again?
No, I don't. This is a guy who leads the league in saves, okay? This is something that he's done before. So it was one of those days where he just couldn't get the last out or the last strike. Who else would you have used? I mean, I know Graceffo was warming in the pen, but he was warming in the event if he got tied and you had to go into extra innings, he would be the next guy up.
Yeah.
But you don't start the 9th inning with, your second or third best option. You're trying to go for the kill. And that's what they tried to do. It just didn't work. And you move on. I mean, it's like I said, it's part of the season. And sometimes as I remind people, they pay the other guy on the 1st and 15th too a lot of money to do his job also. And every now and then he does it, and he does it better than you do. And that's how the game works.
Yeah, and they've got some good ones in that lineup. And even the former Cardinal Edmundo Sosa got him. So it was a tough one. I'll tell you, before that, Claibs, and you're absolutely right, you go with your closer, and your closer's got to get the job done. Before that, the bullpen was really good, and it was necessary because they are managing Kyle Leahy. This is an interesting time, isn't it, for the Cardinals? They have to deal with all this. As good as he is, you have to monitor him.
No, you have to, because this is his first year doing this. And, Kyle's a big, strong guy, but being at this level, you want to manage his innings and make sure he builds up for next year, because he's obviously going to be part of your rotation. And there's no sense of running this guy on the ground at this point. You have to manage his innings and basically help manage his career. You don't want to hurt him at this point. So everybody understands that. And, I think right now they have to be creative in what these next couple of starts look like without Hunter Dobbins and also Andre Palante. You're going to have to be very creative. You're going to have to monitor everyone as far as the innings are concerned, especially the bullpen. And somebody from Memphis is going to have to come up here and do a job that maybe they didn't anticipate doing.
Big Mark comments on YouTube that Wynn has a good arm. I think he's joking, because if he hasn't been paying attention, Wynn has a sore thumb. So what is the latest on Mason Wynn that you're hearing, Claibs?
Well, he was going to get some imaging done today, and I think they go from there. And I remember the play. He was sliding in hand first in the second, and his thumb just caught the edge of the bag and kind of pulled it back. And, I don't know the severity of it, to the point where he can't swing a bat as effectively as he'd like to. So maybe with some days of rest and some treatment, he might be available tomorrow. But I know that he was scheduled to have some imaging today.
So now, having all of these injuries that they are dealing with, as we've talked about, and trying to monitor Leahy's situation. I think they want to be careful with some of these younger guys because of the innings threshold. There's still, a month and a half almost to go, month and a week before the end of the season. To me, this might be the toughest part of the year for Oliver Marmol to figure out how they're going to get through all this. Do you see them going outside the organization to try and get some help, or they're just going to have to be at mercy of whoever they can call up?
Well, I think, you can't trade for anybody.
Right.
And anybody who's any good, if he's sitting on his couch, there's a reason why, because he's not as good as he needs to be. So this is going to have to be internal. And, you have to look and see what person can give you some innings. Yeah, you're right. This is the most challenging time of the season for not only the Cardinals, but for a lot of teams. And they all say the same thing. We need more pitching. We need more pitching. And it's caught up to the Cardinals. You think about until Palante and Hunter Dobbins went down, we never had a guy go on the IL for any extended period of time this year. Richard Fitz was a guy who got hurt really out of spring training, so that really doesn't count. So, yeah, it's a challenge. But you know what? You guys talk to Ollie and you get around some of the coaches and Heim and the way they think, they'll be okay. They'll figure out a way to be competitive. But, to the point where, you're chasing a wild card spot, anything can happen. And you look at teams now, if you can pick up a game a week in the standings, you're in good shape. And that's what they have to look to do. Now, the tough test is this. You have the games here at home. You have Pittsburgh coming in the last part of the week, and then you have Baltimore starting tomorrow. Then you go back on the road for a three-game series, three-city series against the Dodgers, Colorado, San Francisco. Well, we know the Dodgers are going to be a handful. But you have to be able to go into Denver. You have to go into San Francisco, and you have to do some damage. You have to break up some furniture. You need to look for a sweep. I know Ollie looks at games by day. I kind of look at the bigger picture of things, and I think that's what you have to do. That'll be the most critical time of your schedule.
Fortunately, you have two of the best hitters in the game going right now in Jordan Walker and Alec Burleson. I think we're probably talking about that maybe a little bit more if Riley gets the last out. You're talking about a 6-5 road trip, and hey, you know what? They're just rolling here with these two guys chasing 100 RBIs. They're tied for second in all of baseball behind Sal Stewart with 96 RBIs. Crazy.
It's crazy because if you look at both of them, and you would have said this last year that they would be in this position, I'd ask you to get tested to see if something's wrong with you. I mean, I say it because of the fact that they had the ability, they had a potential, but we didn't see it come this fast. I mean, we think about Jordan Walker and where he was this time last year. Think about it where he was in spring training, and look at what he's been able to do during the course of the season. Maybe the most consistent player on the team. And then Alec Burleson, who last year really didn't have a job. He was DHing, playing in the outfield and things of that nature. Not only has he been a very good offensive player, his defensive numbers are up in the tops in every category, especially scooping balls out of the dirt. So this guy's made himself into a very, very good player. And you're right, Tom. I think had we won yesterday, the story would be them. So that we didn't win, I'm glad you brought it up so we can talk about them because they deserve the credit.
Just as a team and what the Cardinals have done this season, even if it stays like this and they end up missing the playoffs, which there's a pretty good chance of that, and we all know that. But what do you think they have truly accomplished in 2026? Again, considering or just assuming that for the rest of the year they stay, 3, 4, 5 games out of a playoff spot. What have they accomplished this year?
Well, they've accomplished a lot. They've accomplished the fact that the plan of developing culture has worked where they have become a very resilient ball club. They continue to improve offensively, where your lineup is going to be longer next year, where you'll have, Baez will be in the lineup, and, I think he's going to be a very good player. You learned about your pitching, what you have and what you need. And I just think overall, man, we are like probably 6 months ahead of time as far as the development of this team and who they are. And so I'm looking forward to watching what this looks like next year. But, we have a lot of baseball still to play now. And who knows where it goes, but if there's nothing else that can be said, they are getting some incredible experience on what it's like to be in a hunt, what it's like to chase teams, what it's like to look at a scoreboard and see who's doing what and where you stand in the standings. All those things come into play along with knowing how to be prepared and obviously taking care of your body to be able to contribute.
Great weather for the game tomorrow. Cards and Orioles at Busch Stadium. Mike Claiborne will be there. I know that. Have a great day off. Thank you for joining us on the Gashouse Gang.
All right, fellas, you have a great one, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Cardinals broadcaster Mike Claiborne with Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. It's 12:29, and this time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center. We'll be right back.
At Missouri Farm Bureau Health Plans, your health is our commitment. That's why we provide high-quality health coverage at affordable rates to Missourians like you. And unlike other options, you can apply at any time throughout the year. From individual and family plans to dental vision coverage, our plan options are designed to meet your needs. Together we care, together we grow, together we thrive. Missouri Farm Bureau Health Plans. Plan on us. Visit us at mofbhealthplans.com and contact your agent today.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Some shows are about sports. Some shows are about nothing. This one's kind of both.
So the show's not really a sports show per se. It's just a show. Glover here, we talk about whatever is happening, life, work, random stuff. And yeah, the Cardinals always find their way in. I'm a lifelong fan. Love going to the games, love supporting the team, and love hanging out with you guys.
The Dave Glover Show at 1, and then Cardinals baseball. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
79 degrees and mostly sunny here in St. Louis. The AccuWeather Real Feel is 90 right now. We're going to have a high of 82. And then tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 64. The weather is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are talking to Dr. Premal Thacker.
How to cope with such a diagnosis that can be very supportive for you through your journey of cancer. And additionally, we have social workers as well. So we're very fortunate at Siteman Cancer Center to have such a in-depth team to take care of you as you embark on this, hard time in your life.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, I think this is going to be a strange season for real estate. Just kind of feel it in my gut. What can people do apropos of their mortgage to put themselves in a better position to get that house?
You know what, Dave, that's a great question. There's a bidding wars that are going to happen this spring. You want to get the house. This is how you're going to make things better. Number one, we give you the power of the pre-approval letter. That means you can go into our portal and generate the letter and edit it for any amount you want up to the amount you're approved without chasing the loan officer. Number two, the bagel loan. No closing costs, no title fees, no lender fees, no appraisal fees. It's a bagel. Bagel looks like a zero, easy to remember. Add that money you would normally pay onto your bid and beat the other offers out. And you know what? The third thing is we can close fast. 10 days. They're going to look away at the other offers because most lenders take as much as 30 days to get done.
You can call or text Stewie at his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440, or you can Google the bagel loan, NMLS 226715.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Now, back to the Gashouse Gang.
Sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, Chesterfield Fence and Deck, Budweiser, and by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
now coming to bat for the Savannah Bananas. He's a former MLB All-Star, a World Series champion, and the World Series MVP for your 2011 St. Louis Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Freese.
As he laces this the opposite way, David Freese, another hit in Busch Stadium.
Oh yeah, he didn't just hit it; he hit it the other way. He's a hitter, man. He knew. Go the other way. Let's get this thing out there. David Freese.
A lot of fun on Saturday, the old ballpark.
Did you go?
Oh, I went. I love watching the. I know you hate the Savannah Bananas.
I don't hate them.
You said it's a travesty to baseball, and anybody who likes it.
You're misquoting me. Oh my God, Greg Amsinger, he's misquoting me. I'm going after him. I'm with all my might. Actually, what I told you on the side was I saw it on TV, and it was
not
really
the same.
It was really boring.
It's not the same on TV.
What am I even watching?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I would rather watch is MLB Network with Greg Amsinger. How are you, buddy?
I got to be honest with you guys. This is the first time I'm confessing this.
Oh,
the Savannah Bananas make me want to vomit.
Oh my
Here
God,
we go. My guy. Now, I didn't say that I hate them.
See, Tom, you're a professional and I'm not. I will say the thing, right? Like, I will say the thing. It is a travesty to baseball. I can't stand it, and I'm fine. I let all the banana heads hate my guts, whatever.
Banana heads.
I can't watch fake stuff. I can't. I don't watch WWE. What do these games amount to? What does it? What does it matter?
It's a good time,
it's
Greg.
Choreography in sports is just weird. I don't need someone to jump off the top rope and have their shirt halfway unbuttoned. And I'm either going to a Broadway show or I'm going to a sporting event. Don't mix the two.
Boy,
why can't you have both?
And
there was a Broadway performer out there, though.
I drove by on my way back to dropping our daughter off for her sophomore year in college, and that stadium was lit up and it was packed in there. I'm like, well, you know what? Some people like things that I am not. I'm not into.
I will say this about the Bananas: it is one of the great marketing successes in the history of the country. It's incredible what they've done.
Yeah. Well, you have to text our boy Free. Maybe I will too, and see what Freeze was doing there. He must have had a good time.
Matt Carpenter too.
Oh, it's fun.
Matt Adams. Matt Adams was in there. So how do we pack Busch Stadium again, Greg Amsinger? Let's get Busch Stadium packed again. Now, I'll tell you what, these young guys that are coming, this is going to be my vision is that it's going to be really hard to make this team. There are going to be so many players. You're going to have to make some very tough decisions. But I think realistically, we're still at least a year away from that, aren't we?
We thought we were 2 years away from it, 3 years away from it before the season started. And up until this past weekend, the Cardinals were still very much in the thick of things. I think they're still ahead of schedule being at 500. But I'm with you. All of a sudden, this lineup going into the year, you didn't know who's going to make it, right? Who's going to stick? Is there even two members of a core that you can build around? All of a sudden, I love Joshua Baez. I'm not alone in St. Louis for saying that. But Baez, I think Baez should lead off. That's just me. I put him in the leadoff spot, then JJ, then Jordan Walker, then Burleson and Herrera. Now I'm looking at 1 through 5, and I'm rolling with that. Mason wins the Gold Glover at shortstop, so I'll throw him in there at 6. Okay, those are 6 great players in my estimation. I think great talents. Okay, now what your point is, it's harder to make the team. It's harder to add to that long list. So these are all homegrown guys. It's an exciting time to look at a Cardinal organization that is trending in a direction that I believe is building a winner, a perennial winner. Now, what will it take to get people to come back? You got to commit. You got to commit long-term to an Alec Burleson or a Jordan Walker, much like they did to J.J. Weatherhold. But you need a big bopper that people can go buy the uni and they know that jersey's going to be relevant for a long time. And that's the next step for this process for Chaim Bloom. Who are you going to commit to next? Because it looks like there are mainstays on the roster.
You know, it's funny you bring up Burleson because we do have a viewer on YouTube who asks, is Alec Burleson the best first baseman in the National League? Could he win the Silver Slugger? And I'll add to it, he could win a Gold Glove too, could he not?
Yeah, I mean, he's been terrific over there. I mean, his picks in the dirt are tremendous. The scoops are outstanding, which I don't think gets enough attention for first baseman. Matt Olson's got the power advantage on his side, but Mark DeRosa did a terrific breakdown on Burleson's breakout year. And my favorite stat, obviously hitting over 380, which I think is fifth in all of baseball with runners in scoring position, is a pretty tremendous number. But he leads all of baseball in hits outside the strike zone with, I think, 47. If you're an RBI guy, which people roll their eyes at now, they think it doesn't matter, which is nonsense to me. It's all about scoring runs. If you're an RBI guy, sometimes you have to expand the zone to do your job. And Alec Burleson does that as well, if not better, than everyone in the game. So, yeah, he's swinging at a ball sometimes, but he's driving in runs because that's his job. And to have two guys that are in the top three in RBIs in the same year, no one, when I tell you, no one dreamt that was a possibility. So I think Alec Burleson's in the mix for a Silver Slugger, Gold Glove possibility, but it's been a tremendous breakout year for the Cardinals first baseman.
It is a fun lineup. It really is, offensively and defensively. The other side of this, however, Greg, is pitching, and the Cardinals have a pitching issue. And it's not that they're all not performing at once. It's that they have to manage it, and it is becoming... Well, it's that time of year in general where you have to manage it, and now the Cardinals are finding themselves in a tough spot.
100%. But this is what happens when you go into the season with guys that are going to reach pitch limitations, innings limitations at the end of the year. Kyle Leahy was pulled after 4 innings. They're trying to protect him. I understand why. He's going to be a pillar in that rotation for next season. Even Riley O'Brien, last 2 outings, you can just see that this is more work than he's even been accustomed to. You might see other seasons where he came close in innings, but wait a minute. When you're the 9th inning guy, those innings age you differently. They're like dog years of innings. And you just saw a meltdown. I was in my golf simulator watching that, and I stopped. I was playing Belle Reve because I'm a clown, and I'm playing the actual golf course, and I stopped because I'm watching the game on the big screen. And I literally had my jaw open the entire time because it felt like what took place in Cincinnati just days ago. When if Matt McClain doesn't swing, Riley O'Brien is walking the game over. It's going to end that way. But he swung. He hit a line drive to right field. Cardinals win the game. I couldn't believe I'd never seen anything like that before. So my heart goes out to Riley O'Brien, who's been, I think, overall terrific closer for a team that didn't want to invest a lot in their bullpen. But guys are on fumes right now, to your point, Tom. And this is just the reality of trying to rebuild and be competitive. But when you're doing that, you lack depth. And that lack of depth is rearing its ugly head right now.
Do you think there's much that can be learned in the final month of the season? So they're going to have to figure some things out, patch some things together, maybe make some call-ups, or who knows how they're going to handle it. But if they give an opportunity to somebody with limited experience as it is, how much can they really learn in the next 4 or 5 weeks about that
it's
player?
Interesting. It's a good question. I want to know more about Blaze Jordan. Can he play third base on an everyday basis? Are you comfortable if he played over there? Is Fermin the super utility guy for a winning club? I'd say yes. It's a rare skill set for him to play as many positions as he does. Is Jimmy Crooks going to live up to the bat hype? Because that was his calling card. I thought he was a young Brian McCann. Based on the way he performed in the minor leagues, there are guys that want to be part of this, and they want to have integral roles. And I think that weighs heavily. What you do at the end of the year sometimes is what prevents front offices from really pushing a guy that's having a great spring forward. They're remembering what happened in actual real game action in September. So there are players that are vying for next year's roster and their role in it, how relevant their role will be in it next year. I'm very curious to see if Ivan Herrera is going to be a full-time DH next year. If his days as a catcher are numbered at the end of this year, which might be fine because his bat plays. So there are questions. I think the Cardinals are trying to address everything right now. And at the end of the day, they don't want such a positive season to end in an embarrassing way. So I do think they want to win as many games. They're not just going to roll over. But the last thing they want is to end the year 8 games under 500, because that would not be a reflection of how fun and competitive this 2026 year's been.
Meanwhile, if you want to have fun and you just want to get away from it for a little bit, look at the minors. I mean, these guys are unreal. I mean, Joshua Baez comes up and he's going to make his Cardinals Busch Stadium debut tomorrow, assuming he's in the lineup. But how about Jesus Baez? He hit 4 home runs in one day. A home run in the first game, 3 in the second game. Raniel Rodriguez leads in just about every category, it feels like. They are really something down there, Greg.
And that's what you want. I mean, this is what Chaim Bloom actually loves, which is developing young players, keeping them together, not rushing anyone to the big leagues. Rodriguez is a big leaguer. That's a big leaguer playing minor league baseball right now. And some guys get there a lot faster than others. I don't look at his age and think, oh, we should get another year of grooming. He's going to be in the big leagues next year, guys. But bottom line, he's going to be in the big leagues. So there's a lot to be excited about. But this is the old school way of Cardinal baseball. I mean, I remember, growing up, there was always like 2 or 3 prospects that you got excited about. And that eventually was able to groundswell its way to the big leagues. That's the sign of a healthy organization. And it looks like right now, again, this was a year that wasn't financially invested in. They were selling pieces away to add to that minor league foundation. So the fact that it's been as competitive as it's been, I know it sounds like I have a megaphone and I'm trying to apologize for the Cardinals and we should need to turn our frowns upside down. I really, truly believe this has been a successful season in St. Louis. Ali Marmol and his staff deserve a ton of credit, and this is what he wants to do as well, which is nurture young players from the minor leagues and get them to take off in the big leagues. So I think the groundwork has been laid. Everything is moving in the right direction in St. Louis to have not just a strong finish to 2026, but an even bigger and better 2027.
On this show, we have talked to a number of people who cover the minor leagues who feel like this team's done really well over the last couple of years in just making that better, the investments they've made. When you talk to people about it, how is the Cardinals organization viewed from the outside?
I think the Cardinal organization was viewed with leadership indifference. So there was the John Mozeliak era and what he believed the organization should do compared to what is being done now. And John Mozeliak, to his credit, had the pressure of being a winner every single year. Chaim Bloom, as big of a fan as I am, John Mozeliak never went into a season with the level of expectation being what it is this year. Mozeliak never endured that. He never got to have the bar dropped 4 notches for him. So I think the way they view this is, let's wait and see what this new administration does from a groundswell farm system scouting and development. Is Chaim Bloom really going to lean into the old Cardinal way of doing things fundamentally sound at every single level? Is he going to be way over the top analytical? At the end of the day, John Mozeliak did his job every day with the pressure of going to the playoffs. And this new administration doesn't have that pressure yet. It's coming. I think nationally people want to see what is the brand of Cardinal baseball when that time comes.
Last thing for you, Greg, before we go. Tomorrow's opponent, the Baltimore Orioles. For a moment there, they were in the 3rd wildcard spot. Now they are 5 games under 500, still 2 out of that last wildcard spot. How good are they?
They've been an up and down team. Pete Alonso's been red hot since the All-Star break. Stay away from him. But they had Taylor Ward was an on-base machine. They traded him away. Your leadoff guy that's got an on-base over 360. You trade him away. You think you're going to be in the playoffs. I will say this, Trevor Rogers, since the break, has been probably their hottest pitcher. Shane Baz has been a disappointment. He only had 3 strikeouts yesterday. Their bullpen comes and goes. Right now is a weak link in their organization. Overall, Mike Elias is going to have a lot of explaining to do. And with Dana Brown losing his gig with the Houston Astros today, all of a sudden there are a lot of American League GMs looking around going, oh, am I next? Jerry DiPoto, fresh off a 19-2 loss. Mike Elias, you just went and spent money on an organization that hasn't been doing that. And here you are under 500 as well. If they miss out, is he going to be on the hot seat? There are a lot of GMs that are looking around going, if Dana Brown was signed for first place in the AL West lost his gig, what's going to happen to me? So I look, anything can happen. The last series was backbreaking for the St. Louis Cardinals, but they played against a very good Philly team. But I just think the Orioles are one of the more disappointing teams in 2026.
Greg Amsinger, MLB Network. What time you get rolling today, buddy? 4 Central?
5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about a lot of things. One thing we won't talk about, the Savannah
Bananas. Come on, man.
My man.
Get on board, Greg. Go to a game. Go watch one. You'll love it.
Listen, man. If I want to see chest hair, I'll just undo my tie and unbutton a couple for the show, okay?
Take care of yourself. Hey, your Lions open the season on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Watch party at my house
Let's
in New
go.
Jersey.
Lindenwood.
It's going to be fun.
Lindenwood alum, Greg Amsinger from MLB Network. Thank you, buddy.
See you guys.
On the Gashouse Gang. We'll come back and have a final segment. It is the Gashouse Gang talking some Cardinal baseball on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Most sellers put their home on the market and just wait to see what happens. This is Debbie Monterey. I'm with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
James Beard award-winning chef Kevin Nashin announces The Clydesdale, a Clark Avenue Tavern at Ballpark Village, opening August 27th. KMOX is excited for this highly anticipated American tavern, rooted in familiar favorites, elevated through refined technique and premium ingredients. Reservations for The Clydesdale are now open. Book your table and experience a fresh take on tavern dining on one of the most iconic streets in Major League Baseball. For details and reservations, visit stlballparkvillage.com.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
You've pictured it, the garage door that finally makes your home look the way you want it to. And now get $500 back on a qualifying garage door with the Overhead Door Home Refresh Rebate. Qualifying purchase must be made by September 13th. Let Overhead Door Company of St. Louis upgrade your curb appeal and get you up to $500 back. Schedule a free estimate at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. Select models. Rebate paid as a Visa prepaid gift card. Restrictions apply. See website for full terms.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
I think if I know Matt Pajeski like I know Matt Pajeski, you can find that Greg Amsinger clip talking about the Savannah Bananas on your favorite social media channel fairly soon.
Yes. On Instagram.
Yep.
KMOX Sports.
It'll be out there.
You know what? I don't need this banana
Are you okay
slander.
with it? Are you okay? Oh, you don't.
This, I mean, what are we? Come on, man. The bananas are a good time.
But I did.
It's a fun thing. Yes, it's mostly for children, but if you're a kid at heart, you can have a good time at a bananas game. Now, I know you watched on TV and it was boring. I think you kind of have to be at it.
I can see that. Like almost like if I watched the Globetrotters on TV, it wouldn't be the same. But
That's
when you
exactly
see them
right.
in person, it's magical.
I saw them a couple times here in St.
Yeah, it's
Louis.
amazing. When you're a kid, you're like, I
Yeah.
can't believe I'm watching this. This is amazing.
And if you're an adult with a few bush lights.
I get it. I understand. So driving past it on Saturday night, seeing the bananas, I didn't see anything, but I could see the crowd and the lights. It was nice to see Busch Stadium. Then you keep driving and there's Energizer Park was going on. The city was playing Houston, even though the fans were all upset because Leuven was being traded. But
their unbeaten streak continues.
Yeah, they kept rolling. They beat Houston, the best team in the West. And then I thought, tomorrow morning, final round of the BMW Championship. And I thought, our city is way better of a sports town than we give it credit for. I mean, I think we get down on ourselves a lot. But those are three pretty big events all happening at the same time. And I'm telling you, that BMW Championship was something special. I mean, you had thousands of people on site, millions of people watching. Jim Nantz is talking about how, and I did get to spend some time with him in the TV tower, which is an absolutely unbelievable opportunity for me. And hearing him, watching him look at the crowd shots, and he said something along the lines of, well, there they are, the St. Louis fans known for their passion. And they just kept panning and showing all the endless galleries, and it made you feel really good that you're in a great sports town and they set a record. That's a big deal. I mean, the golf tournament was great. Wyndham Clark beat Rory McIlroy, but the big story was St. Louis and Belle Reef Country Club, which looked immaculate. That's, for a lot of people, that was their entry into St. Louis from around the world. They didn't know us otherwise.
It's an underrated city when it comes to that, especially. And I know that years ago when sporting news, would do their best sports city in the country thing every year. St. Louis was it for a while, and it's because we had some good teams, but also a lot of support for those teams. The thing is, I think St. Louis has proven if your team is good, people will show up to watch it. It's not always like that in a lot of markets.
It was a great weekend. Hope you have a great week. Enjoy the weather. The DGS is next.